right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to March 23rd. How are you? This is a big day. As you know, Pluto moves into Aquarius. I'm going to drop a little link here for those of you who didn't see my video that I made when I was in Costa Rica the last day there. I made it at 3 a.m. It was like something just got me out of bed. Like you can't wait. So I made that video back in February, and I hope you take a look at it, because what we're living through right now since December of 2022, just last year, has been a massive change in our own energy. And today is the culmination of that, the first kind of wave of that. We are going to be seeing a lot more of this, but it is going to be very consistently now moving in a very positive direction. A lot of the channeling that I've been receiving, and especially I want to say to you that my own experience of 2022 was so intense, was so challenging, very little sleep, lots of fear, anxiety. I feel like I was taking it on for a lot of people. And December 21st through the equinox here this week has been kind of a breaking through of light. So I hope you've had that experience too, even in the midst of some pretty dark things going on. Some of you know about my brother being very ill, but there has definitely been a sense of lightning lately. Light. Let's see where we go. All right, let's just see where we go. All right, I'm having a moment because I feel like there's been so many things trying to rush through me that I'm trying to capture them all for this video. So, breaking trail, distant thunder, clear the air, and cleansing waters, purification activates a vibrant life force. So for those of you guys who are on the journey with me, a lot of you have come a long way. And a lot of you have done the work. I do feel there's been a certain amount of shifting of who might be watching this channel. I am feeling that. So welcome in if you're brand new to this channel. We talk about all kinds of issues, but in this kind of video, we do talk about ascension, and we do talk about the process of our shifting energy, our shifting DNA, and what's coming in on the spiritual path. If you want to dive deeper into that, my ascension group is excellent. That group of people is amazing. So there's a link below if you want to jump onto that. Please do, because we talk about all issues, all things that are going on around our spiritual ascension, the stages, the karmic pathway, everything. Twin Flame has left the building for a moment, but they've been back now for about a week or so. I've been noticing a lot more Twin Flame stories coming through me. And there was a very long period of lull where there was a sense of regaining our strength, regaining our composure, and focusing on self-love, focusing on all of that. I am going to be working with my friend Jen Huber, who is a shaman, and we are going to be working together on powerful self-healing and, working through your journey. So keep your eye to the sky on that. I'll let you know a little bit into next week about that project. So Jen Huber's amazing, and I'm excited to work with her. All right, so underneath is the Hanged Man. There's definitely in suspension. Look at this, the World and the Ace of Cups. Are you kidding me? Death is showing up and Chariot is showing up. Wow. So that's 4 major arcanas surrounding the Ace of Cups. And for those of you who have been through this, who have been experiencing this sense of suspended animation, like nothing's working. Nothing's moving forward. I don't understand why. There does need to be a clearing. There does need to be. How about there needs to be the grammar police. There needs to be a clearing here. And the Death card is showing up. Ace of Cups and the Chariot so we can move forward. There is something coming this summer. I've definitely been seeing that. There's a connection between this early part of March, now that we're into the 20s, March 12th, March 14th was a big shift in energy for all of us. And whether you felt it in elements of your life, or you just felt it in terms of your own biorhythms, your ability to sleep, your ability to connect with other people, or if you wanted to have more alone time. There's something also connected to, well, let me finish my thought. Like you're interrupting. I'm hearing you interrupt. No. There's something happening this summer that's connected to what happened early in March. So the time period this summer is late June into mid-July. There is going to be some kind of real purging of energy off the planet during that time period, during this summer. The spring we just started this week, but I want to say to you that here I have felt this sun sort of loud energy coming through since early March. And it has been glorious. Even though the temperature, we've had snow, right? I'm in a part of the country that gets snow in March and April, by the way. But it's the hopefulness of spring. It's not necessarily the calendar telling me this. It's the hope. It's my own DNA. It's my own animal nature that is really taking in the light and taking in the expanded, beautiful energy since early March, despite a lot of, sort of foreshadowing of what's going to be happening this summer. I'm definitely feeling that. We are having, Pluto is moving in to Aquarius today. And it hasn't been in Aquarius since long before any of us were on this planet, at least in this lifetime. And now it's into Aquarius today. It's 0 degrees Aquarius today. And it's going to come back into Capricorn later this summer, okay, in June. It's going to go back into Capricorn. So that's why I'm saying that July, late June, Cancer time period, late June and into the middle of July, there's going to be some kind of reckoning for what has happened for the past 20 years. 15 years, since 2008, right? Pluto moved into Capricorn in 2008. We all remember what happened in 2008, don't we? The big banking crisis due to their own, greed. Yeah, I'm going to say that. Due to their own greed, there has been this sense of a reckoning at that point. And then through Capricorn, we did all the boring stuff, or we tried to do all the boring stuff to put things back in order. And now there's just this sense of like, okay, what's the new thing? What's the lurching forward of all of these systems that we tried to paste back together during Capricorn time? Aquarius is the innovator. So we're going to be doing a lot of, and so we're talking about some pretty heavy, dense energy of Pluto and Capricorn. When it moves into Aquarius today, there's definitely going to be this lightning, this feeling of lightning. And I'm even going to say like lightning and thunder. Some may see it as a real destruction. Some may see it as a tower, which is like clearing the decks for the innovations that we're going to be creating. And Ace of Cups and Chariot make me feel like that's a really hopeful thing. It's not a thing where we are going to feel oppressed. Okay, so there's this kind of thing happening this summer. 7 of Wands, the 2 of Wands, the 6 of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords. Yeah, oh yeah. 7 of Swords. Wow. Queen of Cups. I'm sorry, Queen of Wands, Knight of Cups. Oh, okay. And the 5 of Cups. Yeah. So some relationships that what I said about twin flame, about it kind of leaving the building for a second, I had this really strong sense. Super excited to do the astrology of twin flames, super excited to be, really focused on that energy. But there was something in me that was turning me toward this sense of self-love, this sense of our own sovereignty. And, all of those, there was a whole layer of people and there still is kind of which I think is going with the lesson focused on twin flame right now. There was a whole layer of people who are kind of treating it like a dating game. Okay. So I feel like that whole layer of people has been just moved off into something else, right? They've just decided that, oh, okay, well, that's, not a thing for me. Maybe they haven't known that they did that, but that's why they've moved off of it. And now I feel like that sense of real, being honored to be part of that community, being part of the community of twin flame as an awareness of its spiritual transcendence, its spiritual nature. And those of you who really do know what that twin flame journey feels like, or have maybe completed part of it, and I have been kind of in this like low level buzz about it, or like kind of like okay, it's still there. Obviously it's still there, but it's serving a different purpose for us right now. There's something different about it in the last since December, I'm going to say. And now I feel like that clearing away of a almost a lack of taking it seriously. Or people getting involved in relationships that were really not twin flame relationships that needed to get cleared, right? It needed to be part of our awareness that, and let's just move away from the nomenclature of twin flame for a second, that everyone can have an experience of this ascended kind of transcendent love. And I had grappled a long time with this idea of twin flame being very exclusionary because there's only a certain number of twin flames. I want to say that whole kind of paradigm for me has shifted into a more grounded self-love, transcendent experience of love. Like we've really now become more honored to have love, or had our hearts healed. The heart has been healed. And that has happened over the past 6 months. And how do you know that? The Ace of Cups is being offered again. The old paradigm of, love as all of that stuff that we were talking about with twin flame, about the lessons learned and the deep dives and the difficulties and all of that, like that has really been cleared. All right. We have really done that work of clearing out the energy of twin flame as something that is a lighthearted journey through. And because we've come down into that energy of it being something more transcendent, we've allowed ourselves to just kind of move off of this place. I don't know why I keep doing this, but I just feel like there's a sense that we really have had to remember what it is, okay? And remember that we do all have the capacity for a transcendent love, because that whole time, that whole year and a half of us, oh, someone's coming back. Oh, I don't want that person. Oh, this is, the twin flame sucks and all this kind of stuff is like, now we're seeing it more with reverence, because the heart has been healed by going through all of those kind of hoops. We've jumped through all those hoops. We've dealt with the confusion around it. Is this twin flame? Is not twin flame? We've kind of dealt with all this. So now there's some kind of new rebirth of it. I mean, I wasn't even aware that was going to be part of this reading this morning. It's not like I kind of like prepare. What I do prepare is to get anchored and to receive information. And that is a big message that wants to come through today, that love is a transcendent experience. And we are now looking at that experience with more of a reverence and an awe, rather than a 3D lens of how we have turned twin flame into something that is not what it is. Okay. All right. I hope that was good enough. So anyway, I'll be talking more about that, that shift into this kind of higher vibration experience of love. And it's almost like the nomenclature isn't going to be something about the label of it or something like that is going to shift, because It's almost like labels can be corrupted. I don't know. There's something about that. I'm sure we'll get to it. So what I'm seeing in this reading here now, I mean, is like we've gone through this murky experience of like, okay, who is it? Right? Wow, I didn't realize this could be a twin flame reading today, but I think it has something to do with the fact that our DNA has changed, our energy has changed, our awareness has changed. We're no longer in this space of third parties and anxiety around love and why is it like this and why is it so much of all of those hard lessons. It's because we, the community, the spiritual community who is doing the work of twin flame, has purged those things. It was a long road. We have really done that work. This 9 of Swords, the 7 of Swords, the King of Pentacles to me talks about a 3D experience of love as having all of these challenging things around it. And now we are really seeing the light. All right. The 6 of Wands is victory. 2 of Wands, love is a choice. I've been talking about that since I was 15 years old. Love is a choice. And why when I was 15? My father passed away when I was 14 years old. From ALS. And I remember my mother being so grief-stricken for such a long time. And she chose this person in her life. She chose the path. I feel like on some level she knew about some kind of illness or something, I don't know, or the two souls had a conversation. And she reckoned with that if you have a great love, it comes with great loss when that person passes away. And I do think her spiritual connection with me after she passed away was one of recognizing that struggle or that period of illness, that period of time when the 3D experience was so dark and so challenging that she was able to purge a lot of things from her existence. It just didn't matter. Okay? When the rubber hits the road, it crystallizes what matters. And I do feel like we are now shining the light on what love is, and we are grieving the loss of things that didn't matter. We're grieving the loss of experiences that we might have misunderstood or mistaken as lighter hearted energies or not important, or okay, we're cutting off people or we're moving people out of our life. I do feel like we're kind of at a reckoning moment of understanding what that relationship is and how we are welcoming a higher vibration of it back. So some of you may experience a reclaiming of love through challenging experiences that you've had. Some of you are reclaiming that, and some of you are also reclaiming your own sense of sovereignty, your own sense of power, and now you're able to do it. Because when we're in this place of third parties and anxiety and stuff, that was the purging. So some of you may experience a reconnection, and a reconnection with the true twin in a different atmosphere, in a different light. The circumstances of that connection wiped away, right? World and death ended. Ace of Cups, new beginnings. So there is some kind of I'm sorry, or there is some kind of sense of things that passed away. We did have to grieve for them. We did have to move on from them. And now it's opened us up as a vessel. It's opened up our hearts and our ability to feel. It's healed us from the hurt and the pain and frustration. We've really run the gamut. And now love can reemerge. Why is the 9 of, let me clarify a couple things. Wow, this is, I did not expect this today. King of Cups, Judgment, Empress, Four of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Lovers. So there is a sense of a reconnection here. The King of Cups and the Empress. What beautiful energy that is. Judgment in the middle. There's a crossroads. There's a choice that's now being re-offered to you in the coming days, the coming 9 days. 9 of Swords. And you can do a couple things. You can kind of brood about the past, and you can focus on the faults of a person. You can focus on the lack of whatever happened. You can, the lack of joy or whatever it is. You can focus on what happened, or you can make a new choice. The choice is in direct proportion to how much your heart has healed and how much you can have compassion, how much you have moved into that higher vibration. And how much you can grieve for the person or the relationship that was once. And now what's coming. Cleansing waters. Okay. Wow. I will continue this if you want to continue on. There's a link below, Pathfinders. Let's just keep going. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.